Hey friends, what's up? It's Abby. Welcome back or welcome to my channel. And today I'm going to be showing you guys how I edit using iMovie. So I've been posting YouTube videos for about 3 years. I use iMovie to edit, so I think I know my way around iMovie. And then I talked for entirely too long about absolutely nothing, so let's just get straight into the video. The first thing I do before I even film my videos is I plan them out. So I plan them out in my journal, especially if they're sit-down videos. If they're vlogs, I can usually get away with planning it out in my head or not even planning it out at all because my days just take me where they want to go. I plan out sit-down videos in my journal and I just list a whole bunch of bullet points about what I want to say so I don't miss anything, because if I don't plan it out, then I will miss a whole bunch of stuff and then have to refilm. Like, I refilmed this video 4 times even though I planned it out. To film, I use my iPhone 7, it's gold, and I switched the videos to 4K. That's what I'm using to film this video right now, but sometimes if I use my phone in my videos, I will use the Panasonic DMC FZ100, and I tried to use that camera to film this video, but it didn't work out very well. When I am done filming, I import all of my video clips into iMovie, and then I start editing. The first step I do in editing is I pick out music, because music is a really important part of a lot of my videos, especially my pieces of videos. To find my music, I use the website Thematic. It's free. You just sign up with your Google account and you can select any music that you want, and you just have to copy and paste a blurb about the song from Thematic in your description. Before I used Thematic, I used a YouTube channel called Audio Library. I rarely use it anymore, but it's the same concept as Thematic in that you pick whatever song that you want and you copy and paste a blurb into your description box so you don't get copyrighted. So after I pick out my music and I import all of my footage, I start to edit. Here are some of the things that I consider iMovie basics. To split a clip, you move your cursor over to the part of the video that you want it to start the split at, and you press Command B on your keyboard, and then you let the cursor move to where you want that cut to end, and you press Command B again, and then you cut out whatever you don't want in there. To do a zoom in like this, you split the clip where you want the zoom to start and you split the clip where you want the zoom to end, and then you go into the crop and you select Ken Burns and you move the inside box where you want the Ken Burns to end, and then you select the check and it'll look like that. Or if you want to zoom in to look like this, you do essentially the same thing, except instead of selecting Ken Burns, you select crop to fit. Another thing that I consider basics is for my vertical videos, I put a white background behind them and it looks like this. I just made that in Canva, and I put the white where the main clips for my videos usually go, and then I put the vertical video over top of it and make sure that they are of equal length, and that is how I do my vertical videos. For text, I don't really like the text that comes with iMovie because it has weird fade in, fade out transitions. And also you can't move it on the screen wherever you want it to go. So you can get text like this or like this using an app called Phonto. I open it on my phone and I make the screen green and add the text where I want it to end up on the screen. Then I save it and I import it to iMovie and drag it over the part of the video where I want it to go, and make sure the crop is fit instead of Ken Burns, because pictures automatically are Ken Burns in iMovie. It sucks, but that's the way it is. And then I go into this rectangle over the rectangle button and I select green/blue screen, and then I press the check mark. Another way to get text is to use that website BeFunky if you don't want to get Phonto on your phone. I go into BeFunky and I make a new document and I make the background transparent and I type the words that I want to have on my screen into the document, and I make them as big as I can in the document. Then I go into iMovie and I drag the text over where I want it to go in the video. Then I select the rectangle over rectangle and select picture in picture, and I resize and move the text where I want it to go. For overlays like this that can move around like this, you can create a PNG, which is just an image with a transparent background. You can create one in BeFunky, or you can just grab one from Google. I grabbed this star from Google, and then you select the option picture in picture after you've dragged it over the part of the clip that you want it to go on, and you resize it and move it to where you want it to start. And if you want it to move around, you select that diamond button and just move it around like that. If you want your screen to look like this or like this, then you can use green screen effects. I just look up on YouTube green screen effects and I screen record them. You can also use a YouTube to MP4 converter if you want the video to be in higher quality, but I think screen recording is just fine. And after I screen record them, I import them into iMovie, and I do the same thing that I do with the text. So I select green/blue screen in the rectangle over rectangle, and I drag the clip over the part of the video that I want it to be over. So for my transitions that you have been seeing this entire video, I do many different things. I'm going to show you guys the first step to doing all of the transitions, and the rest of the steps are pretty self-explanatory after that. For my planning and filming one, I opened Thematic and I created a green document in the size 1280 by 720, and I just typed out the words planning and filming and I added a stroke to it. Then I found this star PNG with a transparent background and I added it to the document and I resized it and moved it to where I wanted it to go. Then I saved it. And the second thing I did was move the stars around, and then I saved that again, and if you put them back to back, it'll end up looking like this. For my music transition, I grabbed an orange background and I typed out the word music, then I added a drop shadow, and I copied the word music and I saved that. For my basics transition, I did almost the same thing that I did with the music. Instead, I grabbed a blue background, and on the shadow, I reduced the blur to 0 so it wasn't blurry at all, and then I also multiplied it and I tilt shifted the copied words that I had and I just moved them all around the screen. For my text overlay, I essentially did the same thing as I did with my other two, except I didn't add a drop shadow and I put the T's over the T's. For my overlays transition, I did essentially the same thing that I did with my planning and filming transition. So I started with the word overlays and I selected this pink color. Then I found this butterfly PNG and I added it to the word overlays and I saved that, and then I added a whole bunch more, and that's how I got the transition that looks like this. For my transitions overlay, this one was probably the most complicated. I just started with a white background and typed out the word transitions, and under the style setting, I selected the option create new color pattern and I chose this purple and this blue color. And then in the top it says horizontal C and I changed it to vertical, so it ended up being a gradient like that, and the transition looks like this. And finally, for the thumbnails transition, I got it to type out like this. And I did that by first I selected a yellow background, then I typed out the word thumbnails and I justified it to the left. Then I deleted everything except the T in thumbnails and saved it, and I added the H and saved that, and so on and so forth. Final thing that I do to edit my videos isn't even technically considered part of the video, it's the thumbnail. So for my thumbnails, I just take pictures while I'm filming. So the thumbnail for this video looks like this, because I tried to film this video yesterday and so I was wearing a different outfit yesterday, but that is besides the point. This is what the thumbnail looks like. I edit with presets in Lightroom. I use the Lou and Mark Cozy Home presets. I just edit them to be the way that I want them to, and I add text in the app Phonto. I outlined myself in gold glitter on my college decision thumbnail, and to do that I just opened Phonto and I outlined myself. When you're uploading your thumbnail to YouTube, it limits it to, I think, 2 megabytes. So if your image is too big, I just open a Canva document that is a 16:9 ratio, because that is the ratio you need for your YouTube thumbnails. And I make the background of the document the thumbnail, and I save that, and that makes it smaller. Thank you friends so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I had to film this 4 times, so I really do hope you enjoyed this. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it, leave a comment if you have any more questions, and I will answer to the best of my ability. Subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. Love you lots, see you soon, bye!